Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Soul Connection podcast. I'm your host, Katie Arnold, and this is an extra special end of year episode. So I hope that so far this month, you all have really been enjoying the permission to rest, that you've taken my permission to rest season as encouragement to maybe find ways to take your own permission to rest season. But I am coming to you at the end of the year with a really special end of year reflection and intention setting practice. Now, for this practice today, this is going to be a little bit of something that I want to encourage and invite you to take breaks through. So I'll offer up some journal prompts that you might want to hit pause and then come back to my next prompt or my next guidance, so to speak, once you're done taking the time that you need to reflect on that. The other thing that I want to say about this is just a few prompts that could kind of get you started. I also have my free end of year journal prompts, which I will leave in the show notes of this episode if you want more prompts to kind of bring into this practice. I also want to encourage and invite you all to take a moment to share this episode with friends, or maybe you even want to do this practice with some friends. That could be a really fun way to just connect with your friends. You guys could kind of go through all the practices together, take time to kind of share your answers and find that moment of connection with your community. Or if you just think that there's a friend in your life who would also appreciate these kinds of practices, then I invite you to share that or share this with them. So without further ado, I want to start this whole thing with a centering breath, with a little bit of grounding. So while we're going to have our journals with us, set them off to the side for a moment. Find a comfortable place to land, to sit, whether you're doing this on a couch or on a cushion or at your desk, doesn't matter. But put the journal to the side for a moment. If you're comfortable with it, close the eyes entirely or just find a place to softly rest your gaze. And take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Let it go. Let's do that again. Big breath in, really filling up the lungs. Open your mouth. Let it go. One more, just like that. Big breath in. Exhale, release. And now let your breath be really natural and effortless. Give yourself a moment to just check in, to notice how you feel here. To notice the places where your physical body is connecting with whatever may be beneath you. Whether that is a couch, a chair, a bed, a cushion, the floor. Notice all the places where you're making that contact. Give yourself a moment to just briefly scan the body, looking for any areas of tension. And see if you can release them. Unclenching the jaw, dropping the shoulders down the back. Giving ourselves just a little bit of space here to find this connection within ourselves. giving ourselves a moment to create space from whatever may have come before this, whatever may be coming after. And just setting an intention for our practice here to be as present as we can with ourselves, with this moment of reflection. And then as you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes, grab your journal, grab your pen, set yourself up as we move into kind of our first prompt of this exercise. And we're starting with the reflection from this past year. So I want you to just take a moment and see if there is one word that encapsulates this past year for you. If you're someone who starts your year by setting a word for your year, it might look the same as whatever word you set for yourself, but it might also be different, and that's okay. But give yourself this moment to just see if there's a word that comes to mind for you for this past year. And you can pause me, you can keep going if there's just a word that immediately came to mind. You can expand upon that word if that feels supportive here. And I'll just give a little personal reflection for myself. I do like to choose a word for each year. And the word that I chose for myself at the beginning of 2024 was forward. I felt like there were a lot of areas in my life that I was ready to feel like I was making progress and moving forward. And when I did this exercise for myself, the word that came to mind was forward. And that just felt really beautiful because I do feel like there's a lot of areas of my life this year that I did let myself move forward, and it was really powerful for me. And so while my word looks the same, it's okay if yours does not. So give yourself that grace. And then from there, I want you to take some time to reflect on the highlights, any top memories, any proudest moments. So when you look back on this year, what are the highlights? What are those positive things that you want to remember as you walk away from 2024? And so this is one where you probably will want to pause me and come back when you're ready. All right, so we've taken some time to reflect on the good, but we know that every year doesn't always come with nonstop highlights, right? But it's also important for us to give ourselves moments to reflect and give space to the areas where maybe you struggled a bit more, where things felt tough or sticky. And so give yourself some time now to pause me and write on those moments. We're not judging ourselves for it. We're not judging ourselves for how we handle different things, or we're not letting ourselves dwell on those tough moments, but we are simply just letting ourselves reflect upon them, because when we can reflect and we can honor them, we can figure out how to move forward from there. All right, I'm going to assume you all paused me, you've come back. And so set that journal aside again. Feel the sit bones. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with it, or soften that gaze again. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, and anything from this past year that you're ready to let go of, let it out on that exhale. Okay, maybe we do that a few times. Big breath in through your nose. What are you ready to release? Let it go. One more. Big inhale breath. Exhale, release. Let the breath be natural and effortless. Check back in with the body. Check back in with the mind. Maybe take a moment and just see a cord coming from the base of your spine, going down into the earth beneath you, going deeper and deeper until it gets to the core of the earth. Letting that cord or rope wrap around the center of the earth and really ground you here. Feel the stability that this is bringing to you. Regardless of how this past year went for you, approaching this next year from a more grounded and stable place. And so then when you're ready, grab your journal again. And we're shifting into next year. And so I want you to spend some time writing on how do you want to feel next year? What would you like to do, experience, or accomplish? So this is another great place to pause me and come back when you're ready and really start to set that vision for this upcoming year. All right, assuming you took some time to write on that, as you look over everything that you just wrote, the way that you want to feel, what you want to do, what you want to experience, what you want to accomplish, is there a single word that encapsulates those desires? Or is there a word that can help serve as your guide? And so maybe this is something you need to think about a little bit. Maybe there's a word that comes to the forefront of your mind right away. Maybe you have a few words and you're going to spend some time over the next few days really deciding what word settles the most with you, and that's fine, that's great. But maybe you give yourself a moment here and you just brainstorm a little bit. None of this has to be some super set in stone, this is definitely the word that I'm going to use, or this is definitely all the goals that I want to work towards next year. That doesn't have to be the case. This is just an opportunity for us to start thinking about all of these things and starting to set those intentions within ourselves and within the universe, or whatever it is that you truly believe in. All right, one more little quick practice for you. Set that journal off to the side. Find that comfortable place to land. Put a hand on your heart, a hand on your belly. Find that gentle place to rest your gaze or close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And then tap into the feeling of how you want to feel next year. What is that word or couple of words that you're maybe still deciding between? What are those things that you want to do and experience and work towards? Bring them to mind. And then let it feel possible for you. Feel it. What would it feel like if your year next year went this way? You may even take a moment to visualize yourself moving through your year from this place. You may visualize yourself doing those actions, taking those trips, completing those experiences or things on your list. Know that it is possible for you. We can't see ahead to everything that this upcoming year may have in store for us, the good and the tough. But we can set our intentions. We can take steps forward. But it does start with first believing in ourselves and believing that it's possible for us. So this is your opportunity to feel that belief. Of course, you are welcome to stay in this space as long as feels supportive for you. But otherwise, when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes, come out of this practice, and just from a place of so much gratitude. Thank you so much, not just for being here today, but for being here all year, the last few years that the Soul Connection podcast has been around. I am really so grateful for you. And I'm excited for what this upcoming year has in store for this podcast, for this community, for the ways that we can connect with one another, to tap into our practices, to build community, to follow our goals together. Truly, I am so grateful for you all to be here. So, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you back here for your next Soul Connection practice.